These ones they come. What they're in. They should have seen what I've seen through 40 years of working in social services.
I can imagine, 'cause I've seen a lot of.
Johnny Chameleon, our good friend, he's in hazard over that. He telling the tale.
You just put the.
I'm working in the school system.
Yeah.
It's the family resource director.
Mhm.
I've seen so much that I could, you know. it-
Absolutely, children.
Can you get your wires? Wires crossed.
I will-
I'm trying to figure out how to put this
I will-
up and still have the microphones and be able to see people. No, I think I just need to get something to put it on top of.
What about some puzzles? So
Use that,
Saw your picture.
oh, yeah, we were at the party.
Oh, thank you.
We're on now.
There we go. That worked just,
And it was Dr. Hello.
okay.
He said July, because it's weekend of drive at night, so.
Yeah.
he gets-
There we
get
go.
to pass it along.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Paul and Amy, they're both interns,
That's
they
a little-
already retired,
Oh.
so they have
Okay.
all the time in their hands.
did you all have a good vacation? Lynn?
Oh, yeah, we did. Certainly, when we came back from Newfoundland, we all got sick, because I think maybe that
A little bit.
And then we rested in Lexington Mondays, went to Las Vegas, same thing.
Sorry, guys, I tried using a camera and it just does this.
Oh, gosh.
So, and I thought I had it lined out, but we'll get it working for next time.
I'll call the meeting to order.
Yes, please.
At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. And look at the approval of minutes in June meeting.
I moved to approve the minutes.
Motion been made to approve and second. Any discussion? If not, so moved. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Treasury report.
Okay, I gave you already.
Yeah.
packet. Yeah. Lita, you go ahead and share with me.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I'll share with
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we are 6/30, 2022. Then you have to remember that's the July. So today is July, so we're going to start, but this one is the following year, at the end of this one year. So cash, we have 981,398.36. Reserve money market, we have 104,550.51. And community trust is 103,887.19. Petty cash is 1,194.32. We're not including the receivables, but when we does the report, it's going to be the balance for a total of $1,591,30.08. Okay, so we don't pay attention to the rest of this. For the state account, we have 21,199,000 for a grand total of 1,616,831.10.
What was the state balance again?
It's 21,199. Did I make an error?
Yeah, it was 25,000.
Oh, okay, so where did I get 21,009?
I don't know, you got the total
Right there. Total
current
Oh, no,
assets.
no. Oh, okay. The
No,
state
no.
account, I'm right.
Yeah.
The state account is 25,801.2 for a grand total. The first one was the taxable receivable. I'm glad you caught it. It's 1,616,881.10. So I have it right here. I just read the wrong information. Motion to approve.
Okay, motion been made to approve. Have a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
I don't think everybody- Did you guys get the director's financial? Annual budget? You got it? You got it? Okay. So it's been a busy but a slow month. We didn't do a whole lot, as you can see. So we had some deposits. We had the materials. Well, we did a family fun night for them, like put together packets of paint kits basically, and they wrote us a check for $200 for materials, and that was the Board of Education. We had from the clerk's office, delinquent tax was $3,575.46. Also from the clerk's office, we had ad valorem, $7,263.17. We took in $260 for copies, printouts, fax. Well, I'm sure we took in more than that, but that's what I deposited from the drawer. We took in through Square $58, which after their cut left us $55.43. And then I transferred money from the petty cash to the state fund for $500, and that'll show in both the income and the outgoing. This is just a transfer. And that's a total of $11,854.06. And then purchases, we bought the pizzas for the last meeting. It was $65.01. And we bought some programming food from Food City. That was $26.50. We got some ergonomic chairs for that. We ordered 5 chairs, and it was $609.95. At the request of the teens that have been coming to the summer reading programs, I went ahead and renewed the movie licenses because we were going to let them go, but the teens asked for them. I can't say no to teens that come in the library. So that was to renew the movie licenses. It was $1,452.
Is that for the right to movie?
Mhm.
Is that
It's for a year, and we can show unlimited movies that are by certain movie houses. Production studios. That's for
the system?
the whole system. We can't just buy a license for here. It covers the county. We mailed your packets at $9.60. There's the $500 transfer to the state account. That was petty cash check number 1973. And I wrote a check for window cleaning here and at Neon, and it was $137.80 for a total of $2,709.35. Questions?
Any question? Motion. Motion been made to approve in a second.
Second.
Okay, second to that. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Real quick, let me get your autograph on the boards. There is, oh, sorry. There's the financial report, and then the next page is the minutes. My financial report. Just the initial. And then next page, back. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, just whoever highest ranking. Currently.
You sound like you're used to doing this.
Yes, come on in.
Used to doing these meetings.
Do you want to just set them on that table in the back? Yeah. I'm sorry. I promise you're not gonna hit anybody.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is vouchers.
Do you want your agenda? Yes, please just leave them with the, thank you. I have vouchers. Did anybody have any questions about those?
I do, the Hanover, group insurance for building and automobile,
Mhm.
do we get a Hanover, I've never heard of this company,
It's USI and,
well, have the local insurance companies had a chance to competitive bid on this?
not since I took over, Mega, how did we end up with Hanover?
This is the first time to hear Hanover. We always said it with, oh, I forgot the name, but they were from Waterbury or something. I don't know about Hanover. My first time to hear Hanover.
Really? Because that's the company that was doing our insurance when
I know we have Philadelphia
we have Philadelphia.
and we had, the one who gives us pops on Christmas. I forgot. But my first time to hear Hanover. It's my first time to hear.
I just wonder if we could get a local.
It may have changed hands.
Yeah, might have.
Or they might merged.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if our local companies could,
Jackie, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you later. Okay,
We can,
thank you.
we should have a chance to.
You know what they used to do when I was there? They used to come and make a bid with the fiscal court. So whatever insurance the fiscal court had, we had the same insurance. And then, of course, I haven't been in there for a long time now, so I don't know. But then the fiscal court has been changing too. They have moved to a local. And the local people have come to see us, I guess, after that. So we just kind of continued with whoever. I don't know, I forgot, but sometimes I sit in the Mountain Eagle. But I know the lady from Bowling Green used to come here and tell me, these are your insurance, are you agreeable to this one and all that? And it will come to me later.
I just think we should have, a bid.
Yeah, I agree.
absolutely.
I agree with you.
When's it due?
We're going to pay it.
We pay for,
Well, it is due. It is
7.
Most of these things are due.
this,
yeah,
yeah,
July,
right now.
in July.
And then, and I can shop around. It would be, I would probably need to start in January to get bids.
And I think our agent was Duran.
Duran?
There was one
Yes.
from.
I talked to people at Holland Clark and they don't handle our property insurance.
Mhm.
It was the other woman that was doing our health insurance for. And I think that's how we ended up with Hanover. I can't remember.
Oh, I know, Wells Fargo was our one.
No,
How many insurance agencies do we have around here? We have State Farm.
A new station alert has
Sorry.
arrived.
we got Kentucky,
Does Tim Ison still have?
yeah,
Does he do property?
Yeah.
What's his name? His company?
yes, we do so. Not,
If I can show him our, whatever we pay.
State
policy,
farm.
yeah,
State
policy
farm.
and stuff, and if he could just maybe equal it, it doesn't. have to be
Match it.
lower, matches it, or maybe.
but I just quit, I saw that Hanover, not from Hanover.
This is insurance. building
This is
and
the-
bookmobile.
The building.
This is from
The building and a bookmobile.
Yes,
And this is for the four.
all four,
All.
except for the flood insurance, which is through, not through USI, it's through the state, I think.
I would say Indian state,
Mhm.
like the federal and local governments and stuff, we'd have to have it. I'd just like to recommend that in January that we, yeah, well,
Well, we can look at them, let them put in a bid and see
Yeah.
how they can compare.
I've got it on my list
Okay.
and we'll start, I'll let you make a list of companies since you
Okay.
know more about insurance than I do. Please, and thank you.
I just want to say this to somebody.
The Philadelphia invoice came I called them Friday after I'd sent out packets and got them to email me the invoice, because I know it's due the 1st.
Which one is it?
Philadelphia, that's the, it's
It's
not
in
on that
here?
list, it's on my invoices.
Okay, okay.
It came after I created the cover sheet for my
It's also
invoice.
insurance.
Yes,
Yeah.
Philadelphia is insurance is, it's like, officers and
Yes. Director and all that.
if somebody should decide to sue the library, the Philadelphia insurance is what they would be, what would take care of it.
Is that also the bond for the treasurer?
I believe so. Yes, because
If
they
I'm gonna
insure
raise
us.
the money, they have to, and I guess all of us are bonded since all of us are signing checks, so.
So that is added onto my invoices at the bottom, and the Philadelphia insurance for the year is $2,250.36.
Seeing that.
Yeah. I
It's,
think
It's not on-
it's not on yours, it's on this
Okay,
one.
Okay.
I don't have it.
I keep looking and I'm.
Yeah, I added it on Friday after I got off the phone with them. So I'm gonna start these around. I did share this to Facebook, but there's nobody waiting to come in. Let me make sure I shared it. No,
I have a
There's the
question
post.
On the books,
yes,
we have a $529.16 for 3 books. That's a lot of money for 3 books. What
Who's
Background
like-
Taylor, 7.5.
I'm pretty sure that's a typo. Oh, no, that's, sorry. This is the total of all of these.
Oh, okay.
So it's really 3, 14, 16, 18, 19, 28,
Let's check.
33 books?
Okay,
Yeah, that can be a little confusing to start.
I looked down. 3 books, I thought, yeah.
I remember those speakers in this, those speakers in this board.
Oh,
And this is.
I missed this one.
The Baker and Company book company.
Baker and Taylor?
Baker and Taylor. That's okay.
I'm going to invest in Taylor.
I don't know.
Yeah, all true.
I'd invest in the ones that are.
Yeah.
Ask all the young people are seeing owning actual books on plane.
Isn't
In
it?
the airport. Usually they have a digital device, but that's never. It's always on the phone or on something rather than.
I wonder if because of the Wi-Fi and the you can't get it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't get Wi-Fi, but you can read your Kindle.
You
Yeah.
can, you can download to your phone or to a different device.
I don't think anybody spoke to me on the plane and I remember we were sitting.
Yeah.
I'm in the
That's
middle
nice.
seat.
They're-
Where did
they're
you
reducing-
go?
They're reducing the size of the seat, 28 inches to 27 inches.
How were the grandkids? Was it wonderful?
It was wonderful, but it was very tiring.
You tell me about
It's not big enough to work.
Oh,
Because I had 15 hours by myself.
One guy was like 6 inches beside of me. Another guy was, I was, we all.
And they want you to play with them all the time, you know,
mhm.
because that's what I did.
Because they have energy or so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Vouchers, please.
next, all those in favor, of accepting the vouchers,
I'll make them.
all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All same sign, motion carries. Okay. Old business building project.
Oh, my goodness, they're getting started at Black. They
Great.
delivered the porta potty, they,
Friday.
and it's usually a couple of days, and I think Grace said they started
The large,
making room for the rocks.
The large stone's already down, and they were putting up the plastic sheeting.
There's workers on site then? Great.
So it's moving along. We're still waiting for Jenkins. As soon as we have the door, I'm gonna start looking for picnic tables to put on that deck. We should be getting close. I think it's like 2 more
Could
weeks.
have a little problem to make it over.
If a carpenter made the door, it wouldn't be rated for fire. But yeah, it should be coming along soon. I'm really excited about them getting to work on Blackie because,
Seems like forever since we started.
Well,
Plus
the river's up this,
yeah.
Was it,
And
okay,
Did-
the next item is sick food.
not done.
Oh, you still?
Not done. I'm still on building projects. So you may have seen in my report that we had a leak come in from the roof. Brian, he sent a couple of guys up to look at it, and the cell had peeled back and wood was exposed and rotting. I've asked him what the worst case scenario is to fix it. I haven't heard back from him yet. But if it's less than $5, if it's less than $5,000 to fix it, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell him to fix it. If it's, and they put in a temporary fix for us. If it's more than 5,000, I'll wait until the next meeting. But if he expects it to be 20,000, I'll have to get bids.
Is that the same?
It is, it's.
And I asked you about that.
Yeah, we replaced the ceiling tiles and it didn't do anything until we had like the sideways rain last week before.
Yeah, we've just had rain for 3-4 weeks, so.
And
This rain today was a good one.
yeah, so I'm glad it leaked again, so we knew it was there. We think, and I'm probably gonna have to get somebody to look at them, that water is starting to come in from the front windows. We had them weather sealed. We may need to have them make sure that the seals are staying in place. I'll ask Brian if he has somebody that can do that or can suggest somebody.
as I was coming up this morning, I saw some water stains by the steps there. Did you see that? So I was wondering where it came from.
That is coming from the same old place next door.
So it, but the periodicals show the same book doesn't have any because that used to be
Yeah,
really bad too.
I went the same day that the roof leaked. I checked on them, and Vicky checked on them, and there was some water in the floor also. So I don't know what's going on next door that's causing more water to come in on our lower level.
The sump pump can take it or something.
Well, the sump pumps are in the basement.
Yeah, so that water isn't coming from the sump pump, but it's coming, I guess.
It's
from
coming from
the
the,
summit, what do you call it?
yeah, Summit City, from their yard. If their downspout is not positioned correctly, it'll come in on our lower level.
Mhm.
Even though we were supposed to have water sealing put on the outside of the building. I'm not sure what all's going on with that, but I'm gonna see what we can do about it.
Libraries do not need water.
No, they sure don't, especially not in a computer lab.
That could
Dampness.
be more.
Well, dampness can also cause mold.
Yes,
Yeah,
as,
yeah.
as
It's
we
more dangerous than.
That's,
are
yeah. We
very
had
aware.
that one here.
Yeah,
2
So-
years, 3 years. It's in the mold.
so that's what's going on with building projects. Sick time donation, I'm still working on the policy. What you see is what I stole from the Kentucky State Employees Handbook, and I have to adapt it to us, because even though we are, that's the 3 pages you guys put together for me. It's the beginnings. there's a lot to go through to adapt it to the public library. But I'm making sure that we follow the Kentucky revised statutes that
So
are
you want
involved.
us to look over this and next meeting?
Yes, I'm hoping I should have a more lined out policy written by then. But if you see anything in here that you for certain want to be in the final policy, just make a note of it or send me a message, something. I'm in the process of making sure that it is relevant to us because it mentions, like,
And you all cover guidelines.
yes. Well, the guidelines should be the same because they're covered in the KRSs, which I printed out and I have them in my stack. So just a matter of time. And I was working on it this morning and I got sidetracked by two very lovely people who came to visit us from Louisville. Brian and Rhonda, who was an Adams shoemaker. She's from here. She went to Whitesburg High School, graduated in 1980. Well, Mr. Shoemaker brought us two boxes of what I would consider local author books. Many of them, and this is his donation, he didn't want a receipt or anything, but many of them are signed. So we're not,
Put them on this.
we're gonna put them in the display case. And then they'll be added to the collection of Ann's books that are hiding in my office that come out when we need them. But they're not all of them are signed, but all of them are related to Kentucky. Mostly the authors are from here. But if you guys want to look at those boxes of books, I can grab them and bring it back here when you're around to eating. That's why I didn't get the policy done. I think it's a good reason. SB 167. Here are my notes. Well, the printout. I got to attend a Zoom meeting that basically explained the finer points of SB 167. Basically, and I have not been over to talk to the judge yet because there's going to be an election and he is either going to be reelected or not before this goes into place. So quick line out for you.
When does it take effect?
January 1, 2023.
Would it be proper for us to invite both candidates to come before the board?
Lisa has one that's open, sometimes it's open to the public.
Yeah, I do a candidate forum for anybody that's on the ballot to show up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
And-
was really a good formative meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we actually put it on Facebook Live, so anybody that wants to watch can. We do questions in advance. We don't take questions from the audience. And I've got some rules for the candidates that basically is, you're here to talk about your platform. You're not here to talk about other candidates. So basically that, and
You had that already this year?
not this year, we're doing it a little bit closer to election time. I was thinking once summer reading is over, we'll have time to plan and come up with questions. If you guys have questions, please, I take questions, suggestions for this.
I think we all got questions.
Yeah.
What their role is going to be
Yes.
in the library.
So as far as SB 167, somebody mentioned, was it UH that mentioned Pikeville this morning?
No, me.
Oh, it was you. Okay. So from what I understand, oh, we've got somebody waiting. It's Ian.
Might be my.
Morning.
Late towards the morning.
Okay.
She's productive or something.
Okay.
She's
So
preparing her maps.
So the way I understand it is the fiscal court and the county judge executive can choose to leave things as they are, with the library boards selecting nominees and then the nominees being sent to KDLA and then the fiscal court voting on the 2 nominees that we select. If they don't want to do that, the fiscal court must adopt a resolution in order to change it. And in that case, it would still be, the board nominates 2 nominees. They get vetted by KDLA, which is basically, yes, this person lives in the county. And then they would be sent on to the fiscal court and the fiscal court chooses. At this point, that's where it diverges some. If they don't like either candidate, they can decline to select. At that point, KDLA will select 2 nominees. Because KDLA doesn't know who all lives in the county, they would contact the library board for suggestions of nominees. And then KDLA would send 2 nominees to the fiscal court. And if they don't like those 2 nominees, at that point, they can choose who they want to nominate to the board. So it takes a few steps for it to happen. As far as the fiscal court taking over library property, that is also not as easy as people thought it was going to be. Basically, in order for the fiscal court to award property to an educational institution, both the fiscal court and
Fiscal court is trying to get their judges already.
oh, yeah.
Jumped on it, but he's not jumped real high, so.
Basically, UPike wanted one of the libraries that is close to University of Pikeville's campus. And libraries being nonprofits, they couldn't just sell it to UPike. So basically, the fiscal court votes on it, the library board votes on it. Both entities have to pass it with a majority in order for it to happen. That's good.
So if we said no, this board and fiscal court said yes.
Then it wouldn't
would not-
happen.
It would not happen.
Yes.
That's more comforting than thinking
Yeah,
about.
it is.
Them just taking whatever they want.
Yeah.
Which could happen if you have the wrong person in charge. okay?
Yes.
There was one library where one board member set up his law office in the library.
Yes,
Remember that?
yes.
And they said, no, go get your own space. We can use the library for you, law practice.
Those are the kind of things that people don't understand and may try to move in on right space or whatever. We just have
Control.
All the time, yes, all the time. And they think they could just get the space and make it what
what they want.
they want.
Okay, so even if the fiscal court decides not to change anything, if at any point they decide that they want to change how the nominees are chosen, then they can make a resolution to implement trustee appointing. They can also make a resolution to reverse that, so they can flip flop on us if they want.
Do they have any say on the terms?
No, the
Just
term
the-
stays
just the
4 years.
appointment.
Yes, the term stays 4 years with an option to renew. Lena, your seat is the next one that we should be working on this with. There was another point. Oh, the money thing. Fiscal courts tend to, and this is the way it was explained to me, fiscal courts tend to borrow money to pay for things. Libraries tend to save money to pay for things, which is why you had a suggested policy in your packet. I think I put it at the end of the reports before the money stuff. This is a policy that came to me through Lisa Rice of Western Kentucky. And I can make copies of this again, but basically the reserve fund policy is at the, not right before, yes, that's the second page of it. It's 2 pages, looks like this. It's right before the,
It's after the preliminary on board.
if you can't find yours, I can dig one out of the packet here. You got it,
I've written all over mine.
that's fine. So
We don't
basically,
have one.
we do not have one, but, and I don't think we ever needed one before.
This know that you have to set money for the service.
Yeah, this policy was written or rewritten back in February. So basically, the Blank County Public Library Board of Trustees is responsible for allocating the library's reserves, bearing both current and future library services in mind into funds designated for specific purposes. The board supports the library's fiscal sustainability as its first priority when maintaining assets for reasonable projected future needs. And it goes on to cover operational reserve, which is the 6 months of reserve, which would be like, I want to say $400,000.
Average about $32,000 a month, so. I've got for almost $480,000.
Okay.
So 8 months would be 320,000, so 6 months would be 200. I think that we should invite Wayne up, as he does the payroll and everything, that he make a suggestion on the proper percentage and how much we should have, in the emergency reserve and operational reserve, since he does the payroll and all that. So that's all the checks.
Okay, well, I can
It's very good.
give this to him and see if he can
Come up with some figures.
come up with some figures and
I
talk
think
at us.
he would know more about the operational money situation.
Mhm.
Be more with, as you can see, I'm a little bit old.
Because we know, that's right, because all I know is that your capital reserves, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's entitled capital reserves or whatever, and it takes into consideration that's a building fund, that you, in the case of an emergency,
Yeah.
that your operating budget, and all
I
that.
think it'd be more,
We always had the, I mean, a lot of
Just- I'd like to table it, make motion to table this
Okay,
till the next meeting.
and
have Wayne-
invite Wayne to
Yeah,
come and
yes.
I'll give him a copy and let him look at numbers.
make a motion for you.
Okay, motion been made to have Wayne come in for the next meeting, and have a second. Second, any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So that's everything that I had. We're down to announcements.
I wanted to bring up about
The Jenkins Road.
Yes. Susan. Oh, okay, right. Mayor Jenkins just wanted to do some paving and wants to know if we want to share the cost.
Do you need a cough drop?
I don't know.
Okay.
That paving is in front.
Yes,
There's a stagnant water there sometimes, is that what it was thinking?
he's wanting to make it look more beautiful.
Oh, the
Through
pavement.
the town.
So
The bank
it's the road.
Wasburg up there is going to bid for the price.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
And
That-
so it's the actual road where
Right,
the
where the
parking
library,
is on
where
the
you
side?
park and everything,
Okay.
all around the library.
Oh, okay, so the
Oh,
parking
wow,
lot
that's
too. Yeah,
Yes.
That's
I
not
thought it
gonna
was-
be pretty soon.
He has purchased the property on down the library that goes all the way where they used to have that little store. Remember where they
The
sold
pizza.
so,
no.
a lot of sandwich meats and stuff.
Mm.
Wright's Market.
Oh,
All the way, they
right.
go all the way to
Yeah.
Wright's Market.
Really?
Yeah.
I
So-
know that.
That will be a really good improvement there.
Oh,
So the
yeah.
bank is doing 1/3?
They're doing a third of the cost, which cost was like 6,600. But it's the amount that we wanted to contribute. Shit.
I think since they're gonna do our parking lot, it would be for us to do about 1/3 also.
So if we do around, she said 1,000 to 2,000 would be fine, so. Wonderful. This one looks so nice because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
overheaded and marked.
So they'll mark it and everything. So I have a
From,
mo-
okay, will it just be the pavement, because there's also another coffee house over there now. Is it towards the coffee house?
I think it's gonna go over there. I wondered, at your all's parking lot, if you, can the church afford?
I don't know.
That's a different. it's
That's
all
different,
the
that's different.
money.
In fact, Jeanette and I did need to, Abu and I donated some money for the church, for Stephanie. And so they asked me, can you use it for the parking? I said, please, we don't care. We just want to help the church. So they were going to use it to renovate the parking for the church. So I don't know, I don't know what they're going to do next, because I'm not in charge of any of those, we just.
I'd like to have a motion.
I'll make a motion,
That we,
donate how much, Janet, 1,000, 2,000? $2,000.
If it does,
We're,
well,
well, it's not really donate, it would be contribute, contribute the
Yeah.
2,000.
Contribute
to pay it,
for
And
the
mark.
extension of the parking or improvement. of
I'll
parking
second
lot.
that motion.
second motion, second. Any further discussion?
that'd be nice when you get the chairs and everything on the
Yeah,
boards, the tables.
yeah.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
I-
All those opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Of course, the museum is there, but they have no funds
Yeah.
whatsoever. so-
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Um,
Did they pay Kathy to custodial that
I
place?
don't know if she gets paid.
Or you just want to leave it? I don't see how they could get
Any other
revenue
items?
from that.
I do have one more item. I don't know if I've told any of you, but for the past year, I've been trying to find somebody that can lead a grief support group for the library, because we've lost so many people in the county. And not just to COVID, but the last 2 years have been brutal. So for the last year, I've been, everybody that I know in the mental health field, anybody I know that's been studying for, or going to school to become a counselor, I'm like, do you know anybody that is trained for bereavement counseling? And I was messaging with somebody that I know through one of the colleges. And he mentioned to me support-based grief counseling, and I hadn't even thought about it. And then he also mentioned hospice. And the next morning, wouldn't you know that a bereavement counselor from hospice came in to meet somebody here, and I ended up talking with her about this, and we're gonna have a meeting, not this Friday, but next Friday. So I think hospice might be helping us with this.
It's wonderful, right? We have so much.
We do.
Yeah, and before,
Would that be a charge for that?
I think we can, I'm pretty sure since it's through hospice, it would be like a community partnership,
Yeah.
because they're nonprofit and we're nonprofit. If there is a charge, I'll find a way to fit it in the budget.
Jeanette has one more item.
You know, Mr. Collins passed away. Did we ever send flowers? or-
that's what I was thinking, maybe.
Do we
You
have-
guys did when my mom
Yeah.
died.
I mean, I think we was
I'm-
serving on the board.
Yes,
It would seem kind of sad that we didn't
I can,
acknowledge something.
I can stop in, not next door, but there's a flower shop over here, I can stop in.
Well, there's one at Dion that would be right there where,
Yeah,
I know him.
Do you want us to just completely the money right now, or do you want to come
If it's from the library board, could it, is there no fund set up?
Why don't we just establish a fire fund and like, if a member or a spouse of member, like $100.
well, as a public library,
See, that's
we
the thing,
can't do that.
We cannot do it.
Yeah, oh, okay.
I personally can send flowers. I personally can send a card. We personally can do stuff,
But as an organization,
but as the library, we
Yeah.
can't.
Well, let me just give you $10, that's all. 5, 6, 7 there.
Can we not just
Yeah,
give her a card with money in it from all
yeah,
of us?
yeah. There's,
We can do that.
And-
that's all the money.
Yeah, because I think they might need money more than they.
There's,
Yeah.
there's $7 right there, that's all the money.
Sure, there's social security probably.
Yeah. I have
Sometimes
that,
it takes a little while to get that.
You
I
know,
don't think he worked.
No,
That's all the money.
when Social Security, when my mom died, I contacted Social Security about the death benefit.
It's very small.
It
it's a
It
lot.
wasn't even worth filling out the paperwork to have it sent. So I was like, okay. But it was,
$100 would be okay.
so,
I'll give you 20.
don't worry about it. I've got some I'll throw in there.
I have a question too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a question. I was in Jenkins Library last Friday, I had to return a book. And Peggy was by herself there, and I said, Peggy, are you by yourself? They said, and she could hardly, she's by herself.
She could hardly move.
So my thing is it a local policy, or is it a KDLA policy that our part-timers are just 20 hours?
It's because of KDLA.
Oh, so that's a KDLA.
Well, it's a fine line. They can work 20 hours without having, well, it's 100 hours a month, basically,
Okay,
which is why I put them at 20 hours.
Mhm.
If they stay 20 hours and below, they don't have to be certified.
so my thing is there maybe a kind of schedule where there's always somebody with her, because she's got 2 part-timers, right? So that's,
Well,
20
we're
and maybe that's
open-
40 hours,
We are open 50 hours
okay?
a week.
So is there any way to just maybe somebody with, I don't know, I'm just asking this because she was by herself, so I'm
Ask
sure.
if somebody can fill in.
Yeah, to
make
fill
sure, yeah.
in, and I think it might be the same way with Blackie, how many part-timers does she have? She has 2.
Two.
And she's open 50 hours.
Okay, so that's an additional. And then
That's-
here, you just hired 1 part-time.
Yes,
I saw that in your report,
Beth, she's starting next Monday.
okay? And so Ian, who is a full-time now, but just, does he go to every library?
Well, that was
one
the-
a day, or?
That was the plan, but you said that you thought he was gonna be staying here, so.
That's, okay, that's my next question is that, is he needed in all these libraries, or could he just get the part-timers job here too? Because you all say that you need work, that you're being taken care from you working. I know that some reading, we all use that, but then some reading is just 6 weeks the most. And then another 6 weeks maybe before and after to prepare. So it's not a full-time job because you have Tessa who's taking care of program for adult, for children. And she has Roy to help her on when he's not running the library, and they work fine. So that's just my question. So we're adding a part-timer here, and Ian just turned out to be a time now. Is he really needed in all these libraries?
I think he is.
Sounds like it. He could
Especially,
cover the day when.
theoretically, I don't want anybody to be working in a library by themselves.
That's the thing.
But
especially these libraries, if you don't
If
even
you
have,
you have two at each outlying.
yeah,
library.
there's two part-timers.
So would they
But-
ever,
20 hours and 20 hours, and then he could cover the 10 in each library. They have to schedule it. It would have to be
it has to be scheduled.
scheduled.
Yeah, they have
And
to
that would
schedule.
leave us with one part-time person who's here for 20 hours a week. And I don't mind working at the desk, but
We use, okay, I'm not trying to go to the past, but all of us work in the desk, and I was sure, and we didn't, I don't know, but like I said, we kind of alternated, everybody, and I always, said, everybody has to work something, we're just all around, somebody needs a catalog, go catalog, if there's somebody in the bathroom, I clean bathrooms when I was here.
I clean bathrooms.
Yeah, and we had classes.
Mhm.
Classes came here, we gave them orientation from the high school, from down. We attended meetings of all the agencies just to see what they do, and then you participate. We did computer classes, and I think that was enough for us. But of course, now you have so many activities, but here you have your full-time, there's a full-time, Roy full-time, Scarlett full-time, and Vicky full-time. So you have 5 full-time here, but of course you all have job descriptions. But I don't see any reason why one, if there's somebody there could work at the desk, if somebody goes for lunch or what. That's just my point.
Plus Tessa is not technically off of medical leave. She's been cleared to come in to work 3 days a week.
Is she part-time or just full-time? or
She's
working
doing-
at home?
She's doing some work from home and she's doing some work in-house. And when she's in-house, it's usually running the summer reading programs right now.
All of us work at summer reading, I think Vicky will remember that. All of us did.
Yeah.
I did.
It's out on the road, so those two are pretty much not up here.
Does he,
Anyway.
does he? Does
Well, I
he
think
drive
it's just
every
all
day?
in the scheduling. If you've got two
Yeah,
part-times and they can work 40 hours
Yeah,
a
there you
week,
go, yeah.
then you have that one day that you need Ian to cover a certain library.
Maybe
So-
that's a
I think that
solution
would
to
be-
that one.
That's
Because
the only
Peggy
way I
was
would
by
see it.
herself. And the phone was ringing and
get a chance to talk to them? You mentioned you might.
I haven't had a chance to start the evaluations yet. So when I get a chance to do the evaluations, that's when I'm gonna be like, look. And talk with her about how things are going. But that's pretty much all I had. So get Wayne to come for figuring the new possible new policy for the next meeting. I'll put in my calendar to get bids for insurance in January. And if you can get Todd to send me something,
Need a letter or?
I mean, yes, basically says,
description of what they're,
yeah, and then,
see the gen-
basically like an invoice for
Landscaper?
$2,000.
landscaper. It's not the landscaper.
No, Todd DePriest is the mayor.
Oh, the mayor. Oh, yeah, yeah,
I thought that he's really working hard. at
Yeah, I
that.
think
He
so.
is.
He is.
Wants it to look nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Okay,
And he's easy to work with.
Oh, that's good.
need a motion.
Are you
no.
finished?
the next meeting is August 15th. I have it scheduled to be here. If the door should happen to be installed before then, possibly move it to Jenkins.
Oh, that's
Be
wonderful.
nice to see the door.
Yes,
See the door.
Wonderful.
so that's August 15th.
So you just send us out a little message.
Yes, or I'll call.
Yeah.
And it will definitely be on the agenda.
Oh, well, that'd be fun. Yeah,
Okay.
just the agenda.
Questions? Anything that I need to work on for the next meeting that you can think of? Please, anytime you need me to put a topic on the agenda, please let me know.
Your motion.
Probably need to discuss when you're gonna meet with the political thing.
Well, that could be
At the
the
next
next,
meeting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll set a date for it.
And the August,
So just put it in Facebook.
it happened in September. September. Oh, no.
Yeah, the election's November.
Yeah.
First week. It'd be interesting to know how they feel about it.
And my neighbor is running.
Really?
Who's your neighbor? Sam?
Charles, right, Sam.
Well, I usually go over to the clerk's office and they'll give me a list of who's on the ballot and their phone numbers, thank goodness.
If we're getting names, it's a difference, but.
Okay.
I attended one at the college one time and I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Well, it's interesting to know what they expect to do.
Okay,
Motion to
I
adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
It's
Second?
12:40. Made a motion.
Second.
Okay.
adjournment time is 12:40.
Oh, that's
Thank you very
interesting.
much.
Thank you all.
Grace, you just missed the end of the meeting.
There are lunches here, it was Betsy, the salad, and I believe there's a roll.
I will post this video as soon as it is ready to go. It'll be on YouTube.